All right. Oh. All right. Got our first 4 people. Hey, do me a favor. I'm using the headphones today. Trying to cut down maybe on some of the wind. Let me know if you can hear me. So I'm going to ask this 50 times until somebody say, yeah, I could hear you. Can you hear me? Because I'm using headphones. Can you hear me? Say, yes, we can hear you, Dennis. Can you see that for me? Somebody said, yes, we can hear you, Dennis. It's a windy day here, so I'm trying to cut down on the wind. So just tell me you could hear me. Hello, I hear you. Thank you, Sandra Hughes. All right, so then it's working. The headphones are working. Makes it a little bit easier. All right, so today we're going to, I'm doing the same route as yesterday. Hopefully we get to the bells at 12. I used to have this thing timed. I used to know it exactly where I had to be in order to make sure that we were around that time at the right time. A little bit rusty. So the rustiness sort of throws me off my game a little. But anyway, it's a beautiful day. Finally got rid of the rain here in Long Island. Is it in Long Island or on Long Island? Look that up. Note to self. So anyway, we got a bunch of different things to talk about today from the world of politics. Yeah, a bunch of different stuff. A little bit of Trump, a little bit of Hannity, a little bit of DML, and a Twitter. A couple of things. I don't have a story yet, but I think by the time I come around, I'll probably have a story. Come up with something. That's it. Tell you, the old walk and talk feels good, you know? Feels good. Get out here. Got my fat man jacket on. Trying to build up a sweat. Got my fat man waistband, if you didn't see this. Fat man waistband. That's on. Yeah. Trying to shed some LBs. Remembered something my buddy Jeff said to me once. He said, just remember, every time you go to eat the pizza, which I had last night, 4 slices of buffalo-style chicken pizza. Not good for the diet. But I just couldn't hold back. It smelled so good. So good. Yeah. I'm a sucker for that. If I were on death row, God forbid, and they said, all right, you have one last dinner, DML, what's it going to be? I think I'd have to go for the spicy buffalo chicken pizza. Not the steak, nothing else. I think I'd have to do it. I could eat a whole pie. But anyway, it wasn't good for me. I gotta do that. So I'm letting the crowd build a little here because I actually tweeted out I was gonna start at 11:40, and I think I started early. So in fairness to those folks, I want to wait a little bit on the politics. So we'll let it build up for another minute. I'll just tell you meaningless things about my life, and then we'll get into it. But yeah. So anyway, I had the pizza. But my friend Jeff said to me one time, he's a bodybuilder, you know, all fit, but a bodybuilder, not like a gargantuan guy, you know, just a thin guy, no fat nowhere. And he said to me, remember this, nothing tastes as good as skinny feels. I was like, oh, what a great saying. I'll use that one day. And I just did. So anyway, that's that. But all right, we'll get into it. And today, I don't know, my brain doesn't work like it did 6 months ago. It might be the Diet Cokes. So I brought the cheat sheet. Remember those? The cheat sheets. Yeah. I need them desperately more now than ever. See if we can't get this one open. This one's big. You can always tell when I'm just not with it sometimes. But the cheat sheets are so filled. All right, so the first thing we're going to talk about. What should we talk about? I'm going to leave the poll thing until we get a little closer to the church. Okay, so we'll talk about something that's happening in France today. I need a French accent. How do you do that? Moi, La Pen. Is that her name? La Pen. La Pen in France. I don't know, probably not a good accent. You know, I had a woman not so long ago send me an email saying I was a racist. A racist, of all things. I was a racist because of my accents, you know, when I do my little voices, because I did a Chinese voice. So I was a racist. But she didn't call me a racist when I did a Latino voice, or when I did an Irish voice, or when I did a Russian voice, or when I did a, I don't know how many voices I've tried to do. None of them really any good. But because she says she's a Chinese American, that I was being disrespectful to all Chinese Americans. But she didn't say it when I did it about the Italians. Remember the one day we did the Italian cab driver voice? Yo, man, where you going? She didn't say anything about that. I wasn't a racist that day. But when I said something about when I did a Chinese voice, I was a racist. Get over it. Come on. You can't watch an HBO special and just laugh sometimes? What's wrong with you people sometimes? Not all of you. Just one of you. Racist because I made a voice. Good Lord. Anyway. Okay, so in France, I don't understand how these things work over in France. I mean, the only thing I understand about France is French fries. Aside from that, then believe me, I understand French fries. If you can't tell, look at all the chins. Yeah. Now, if I were to say the joke, I have more chins than a Chinese phone book, would that be a racist thing? Come on, let's get real. A little bit of comedy mixed in with stuff like that. No big deal. You want to make fun of my Irish heritage? Ask me if I drank this morning. Yeah, I put beer in my Cheerios. Oh, you know, they'll play that clip on CNN. They'll play that clip there on CNN in 2024. Yeah, do we really want to elect a guy who says he puts beer in his Cheerios? Do you really think I put beer in my Cheerios? No, come on. But I'm Irish, so maybe I do, right? Yeah, all right. So anyway, this Le Pen lady, she is like the female version of Donald Trump, they say. I don't know what that exactly means. But anyway, she's from the far right. It's amazing when you say, you know, I don't think we should really have any more terror attacks here in our country. And I'm thinking maybe we should just tone things down a bit with taking in all these people who, you know, cover their entire faces in black. Maybe we should calm that down a little bit. All of a sudden, you're far right. Yeah, okay. What about right as in right and wrong? Then I'm far right, yeah. What does that mean, far right? Well, I don't get that. Far right. Yeah, you want to protect lives. You don't want I don't want any more terrorist attacks here in France. Oh, you're far right. Yeah. Okay. You're like far off the farm. Anyway, so there's an election today. It's part one of like a multi-step election. I don't get this stuff. Why can't we just make it easy? Why do we have to make everything hard in this world? Right? So, long story short, they're thinking if this woman comes out on top today, that there's going to be riots in the street. Welcome to America. Yeah, remember those days? Boy, doesn't that feel like another lifetime ago when Donald Trump would go to a rally somewhere, USA, and there'd be people like burning things down? Wait, DML, they still do that. Some things never change. So anyway, yeah, they're afraid that this woman's going to win today, and then all of a sudden, you know, France will be burning. Nothing different. France is burning all the time right now with all these Islamic extremists calling out Allah Akbar before they're killing somebody. But that doesn't matter. Shh. Don't talk about that stuff. Who's that voice? Is that racist? Anyhow, let's get back. So we got that whole thing. That's taking place today. 2 p.m. Eastern time, I'm told, by the special people I know. 2 p.m. Eastern time, I'm told that the results will be in from that election. So it could be that by 2:10, there will be no more French fries because France will be under siege. Because somebody who wants to just taper things down a little bit on immigration won an election, or at least part one of the election. I think the final election's on May 7th. Don't ask me. I'm not French. I have no idea. All I know is that French fries taste great when you mix them with ketchup. Although my new thing with French fries, and it's crazy because once a month, I try to take Mary out to this high-end restaurant. If you guys were with me on, I think it was Christmas Eve, remember I walked in the dark and we went here for Christmas dinner. What I do now is I take the cocktail sauce that comes with the shrimp cocktail and they make it really spicy. And what I do is I take the horseradish, I mix it around, and I keep it to the, I have a shrimp cocktail. And then they go take the shrimp cocktail away. I'm like, don't take away my sauce. And they're like, oh, no, don't take away my sauce. And you can always see they're like crazy, like, wait, this guy ordered a steak and fries. What does he want this cocktail sauce for? I'll tell you why. because I take the fries and I dip them in a cocktail sauce. And then I even take the steak, which I get Rare Plus, and I dip that in the cocktail sauce, and I start eating that. Guess who else I got hooked on? It's insanely good. And I mean insanely good. Harlan. I took Harlan, when I was trying to romance him to get him to jump over to Team DML. I was like, hey, I'll take you out to dinner, schmoosh him. So we sat down, and, Harlan trying to be the good guy. He's going to order everything I order. They must have taught him that in business school. I didn't care what he ordered, but I thought it was pretty impressive that he ordered what I ordered. And so in mocking everything I did, when I went like this, he went like that, one of those things. So I ordered my stuff, and when they went to go take away my cocktail sauce, I was like, don't take that away. I'm like, okay. So Harlan's like, should I keep mine too? I said, yeah, you should keep yours too. I said, you want to dip your steak in that thing? He's like, dip my steak in cocktail sauce? I said, yeah, you do. Now, he can't do it. He can't go to a restaurant without dipping his steak and french fries in cocktail sauce. It's addictive. If I could bottle it, I'd be richer than Trump. Anyway, it's an idea. Note to self. Next business. Cocktail sauce for steak. All right, so anyway, so that's Le Pen. That's happening today, 2 p.m. Check into DML website as we give you the lowdown on what's happening. All right. Now, another thing, seeing the fact that we're over in Europe, let's get this European stuff out of the way. European in your pants. No, I'm not. Joke. Yeah, did you ever put creamy Scotland on your salad? DML, where you coming up with this stuff today? I don't know, it's just flowing in. It's Sunday. Oh, cop looking at me. How you doing? Look, he thinks I'm a nut. Sort of, kind of. Yeah, that'll be on CNN 2024. All right, so anyway, the UK. Over in the UK. I don't know what's going on with these Europeans. But anyway, in the UK, this young boy trying to raise some money for cancer, right? Comes up with an idea. Not an original idea, but an idea. Says, let me shave my head for cancer. Great idea. Not to mention the fact the kid had a wacko hairdo to begin with. I mean, it was all over the place, man. It was like... So he shaves his head. Raises $1,100 for cancer. What a good thing, School reprimands him. Now he's in timeout. Yeah, he's in timeout. I just use that because that's what Mary calls it when my little one's in trouble. Although she's never in trouble. So really it's my older ones. They're in timeout. The kid's in timeout. Timeout. Because he shaved his head. School says, I think he's in a private school, you're not allowed to shave your head. But wait a second, I raised money for cancer. Doesn't matter, you can't shave your head. So now the kid's in trouble for raising... And honestly, the kid looks better with his head shaven than he did with the thing he had going on before that. But the father says, and I like this point, he says, so in other words, what you're doing, school, is you're saying that bald is not a good thing. Good point. That's what's going on in Europe. So Europe can't find its buttocks with both hands. Which, by the way, buttocks is the Irish. I think it's Irish for ASS. Anyway, so we're really into Europe today. But we're going to skip out of that. Whoa, that car came behind me on that side. You see that? Yeah, they're trying to get me. I'm in liberal central. I got a target on my back. That's all right. Half these people probably think I'm Russian anyway. What are you talking about? You're not Russian at all. Yeah, they think I'm Russian. Walk around here sometimes with my Trump hat. It's like... Snowflakes. Speaking of snowflakes, did you see Judge Janine's opening statement last night? Well, I think she may have copied a little bit from yours truly the other day on The Truth. But anyway, that's okay. She had an opening statement about right of, being able to speak your mind, free speech. It blew the doors off, man. It was great. Her last 30 seconds, literally, and it's hard to make me do this, made me laugh at the kitchen table. I was watching it. Mary's like, what's so funny? I said, it's great. You got to watch it yourself. I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to ruin it for you. The last 30 seconds. Where can I find that, DML? Of course, I'm going to tell you to go to my website. It's there. We have everything. Everything that matters. DennisMichaelLynch.com. Do it. Be there or be square. And you'll see on the homepage, might be towards the bottom at this point in the day, you'll go there and it'll be Judge Janine. Best ever. Got to watch it. Give yourself the 5 minutes. You owe it to yourself. Next on the cheat sheet. Okay. What should we go over next? You know what we're going to do? We're going to go over Hannity. So, anyhow, Hannity, I like Shawnee Boy. Good old Irishman. You only say good things about Irish people. No, it's not true. But in this case, he is Irish, and I'm going to admit it. So Sean Hannity, who grew up here in Long Island, fellow Long Island boy, excuse me, he went on periodically Sean goes on Twitter rampages. I'm not a big Twitter guy. Just never been into it, but we'll get to that. But anyway, so Sean Hannity, there's an article in the New York Times about who advises President Trump. And they listed Hannity as one of the people who advised President Trump. Sean didn't like this much. I can understand why. He's supposed to be a television guy, not somebody working in the White House. But anyway, so Sean took to Twitter. He wasn't happy about this whole thing. And yet, the woman at the time said, wait a second. We have sources from the White House citing you as one of the advisors to the president. And we asked Fox News if they were cool with us putting it in there. And they were cool with us putting it in there. Why are you freaking out? Sean was not happy at all. Nope. So what they said is that Sean, sort of like yours truly, often tells the president, only thing is he tells him directly, dude, you got to simmer it down a little, you know. But then when he goes on TV, he defends everything Trump, up and down, left to right. Mostly, once in a while he'll come out and he'll say something that he disagrees with, but it's usually light and airy. So what they were saying is, despite the fact that Sean tells the president, hey, maybe you want to tone it down with the tweets, hey, maybe you don't want to do this, hey, maybe you don't want to do that, then when he goes on TV, he sort of tells a different story, doesn't criticize the president. Well, some people call that loyalty. Some people call that bias. Some people call it whatever they want to call it. Sean doesn't like it. So Sean went to Twitter and just started kicking people. Bang them bad. Bang them bad. Gotta like Hannity. I like Hannity a lot. I've dealt with all these Fox guys. All of them. All of them. And I've held back a lot of my stories. I don't tell the ones that are really deep. I'm not a kiss and tell. But I tell you some stuff, you'd be so disappointed. But anyway, Hannity, one of the good guys. Hannity and Kilmeade, they're two of the good guys. Kilmeade's the best out of all of them. Down to earth guy, would do anything for you. Real humble. Give you a little Kilmeade, something about Kilmeade. You know, Fox News pays a lot of money, and I mean lots of money, in getting car services for everybody. So let's say, for instance, I got a phone call today that said, DML, we want you to be on Fox and Friends tomorrow. Aside from rejecting the offer, but if I were to accept it, they'd say, okay, you want the car to pick you up at your house. And so if they pick me up, the car at my house, and they would drive me in, and then after I hit, they would drive me back. They do this for everybody. So in my case, it'd be very expensive. And I used to always turn it down for two reasons. Number one is, my theory was always, don't be a cost center, be a profit center. So this way, if they had a decision, this is back in the early days when I used to care about this stuff. So if they were deciding between me and somebody else to go on to, let's say, talk about immigration, they would pick me. So you would think they'd pick me because I was better. But let's say, for instance, it was on even keel, you know, two equal people given, you know, strong on camera. I would hope they'd pick me because I was zero cost to them. So anyway, bottom line is, each one of these guys and gals who appear on Fox get cars. Well, you know that each one of these people who are hosts get cars, and then some. Kilmeade gets picked up in the morning for Fox and Friends, but when he goes home, he takes the train like a normal guy. Takes the Long Island Railroad, and quite often you'll see him sitting there like everybody else on the Long Island Railroad like this. So one time I was coming on the railroad. Now, remember, Brian and I we've been on vacation together before. He's been to numerous parties at my house. I've been to numerous parties at his house. We've shared a couple of cocktails together, and it's always fun. He's got a fantastic wife. Just salt of the earth, awesome. I miss, you know, that's one thing I miss about where I used to live. I miss those people, good people. Kilmeade's a great family. And so anyhow, I can't remember why I was telling you that. Oh, so anyhow, I was on the train one day, And this is story time. I guess I'm giving you a story time before I go to the rest of the news. Here you go. Here's your story. So one time, Brian was sleeping, almost snoring on the train, and I was there. I took my phone right up to him, and I held it there. I was taking the whole thing. I told him I was going to hold it for ransom if he didn't put me on TV more. It's pretty good stuff. But anyway, good guy. So yeah, Sean didn't like that much. He tweeted out, Twitter storm. You're going to see more of that. I think you're going to see more of the... And look, that's the New York Times, right? New York Times, they went after O'Reilly. Now it's Sean's turn. After Sean's turn, it will be Tucker's turn. They'll keep going until they have nobody left to kick. Yep. And so that's why it is, sitting there trying to poke at Sean. Sean knows why they're doing it. He knows why they're doing it. So, nonetheless, that's a little something there for you. The reason why I'm telling you that story, the reason why it's relevant, is because, like I told you on The Truth a couple of nights ago on Thursday, you guys really liked that episode. There is a war, and it's no conspiracy theory. It's nothing. And I'm obviously, from the stuff that's coming out here, I hit it right on the head. There is a war on the left coming after conservatives. Even on Google, I was looking today because they took more of my videos and they marked them as can't put money on this. And I can't understand it. There's nothing bad on these videos. And so there was a note in my inbox from them because I'm a YouTube partner. So I went in there and I read it and it said, by the way, just want to let you know, revenue numbers will probably dip considerably as we make severe changes because some of our advertisers have pulled their accounts because they don't like that they're advertising on some of these violent and harsh videos. And I'm like, really? Come on, man. You know how many videos are on YouTube right now where Trump supporters are getting their buttocks kicked by guys wearing masks and there's advertisements all over these things? Do you know how many videos there are out there where people are saying just gross, horrible things about people? And there are videos out there where kids are beating the crap out of each other, and there's advertisements on these things. There are rap videos calling for the killing of cops, and there's money on these things. And they're going to take down my video from General D saying that North Korea has more nuclear power than we recognize and that they have 100,000 troops at the ready. That's not community standard? You got to be kidding me, man. Talk about not being able to find your buttocks with both hands. Good Lord. They couldn't find the truth if it was looking them in the mirror. So broken. So broken. Anyhow, next on the old cheat sheet, not that I really need it, but we put a poll out today. I love our polls. Our polls, and it's not by design. Our polls, we do them every day. And I love doing them. It was my idea to come up with them. I said poll every day and do it in the morning. We always do it in the morning because I like to try to, when you just put the news out and you're just giving a story, it's a one-way system. We're telling you or somebody else is telling you. To me, doing a poll in the morning makes you think. Makes you think for yourself. Hey, I'm getting involved here. They're asking me what I think. So that's why we do it every single day like clockwork. We never miss. And I love these polls. At the end of the day, before I shut down, I always take a look at the poll numbers because I'm so interested in what people have to say out there and what they have to think. And you always know how I talk to you about my emails, how many emails we get. We get so many, and I guess it's because people know on the other side that at least if nothing else, we're reading them. We try to respond to them, and people want to know they're being heard. So one of the trending emails that we get, and I guess it's because Easter and Passover just sort of went by and, obviously we've got these Islamic extremists going bananas all over the world. I get a lot of comments from people about God. So I asked the question today. I don't do the polls. Somebody else writes them. But I usually come up with what the question should be. And today I thought a good question would be, do you believe in God? Do you believe in God? Because I do get some people who say that they don't believe in God and that they think religion is the basis of all the problems that the world has. Other people, I get emails from you all the time, that say, please, it's in God's hands. It's up to him. I mean, it's so, you want to talk about black and white? So black and white. So we asked the question, do you believe in God? And so far, it seems like it was a very popular poll because it's only a couple of hours in and already it's got thousands of shares and thousands of responses. And to give you the responses, 97.44% believe in God. That's a good thing. Amazingly, it's that other 3%, and I'm not necessarily saying DML readers, but it's the other 3% who often get heard more than the 97%. Isn't that funny how that works? So anyhow, that's where that poll was. If you didn't take it, I ask you to please take it. If you go to DennisMichaelLynch.com, you'll see the poll. It's there. It's on the home page. Might have to go to page 2 because of the time it was taken in the morning. Now, I think I'm a little early here. I'm early. It's here at the church. A little early. See, I told you my timing's off. I usually spot on with the timing. Yeah. Tell you, you know what we'll do? How's this sound? I need to have the bells today. So yours truly, gonna take a little load off. We're gonna plant our buttocks. Oh my goodness, I'm getting so old. When, I used to be able to chop down trees. Now I can't even sit underneath them. Oh my goodness. I gotta change my diet. It's gotta be my diet. So we're gonna sit here, we'll wait for the bells, and then we'll resume our walk. Something new today. Yeah. Don't you love it how the lawn's coming in? They need some weed control in this. Huh? I don't know. A lot of weeds coming up. Let's get some weed control. I don't know. So anyway, that was handy. That was God. And then we're going to go into the last two topics I have here. So the topic now that I want to talk to you about is, I'll say that for the end. I'll have more to say about that. So I want to address this. I got a lot of questions from people asking me to address, there's another topic. A lot of people asking me to address why trying to get the sunbeam out. Sorry. A lot of people asking me to address what the hell happened in yesterday's walk and talk. They say it was one of the best ones ever, that I had you guys laughing in stitches over Mr. Gray, the goose with one leg, and Hillary the goose, who pretended to have one leg to try to get some charity out of me, and then revealed that leg when I called her out as to whether or not she voted for, well, I didn't give her the name Hillary until after. She was a white geese, I don't know, what do you call it? White swan? Maybe a future swan? I have no idea. But I was asking about whether or not this goose would have voted for Trump or voted for Hillary if the goose was allowed to vote. Now, I know it sounds a little crazy. And here's another little clip for CNN 2024. I can talk to animals. They respond, as you saw yesterday, right? I had no food, but yet all the ducks and all the geese were all coming around me. And so, anyhow, this one goose, we were looking at Mr. Gray the goose, and he really had a bad leg. He's hopping around. And I was pointing out Mr. Gray to you, and I decided to get out of the car. Now, when I got out of the car, Mr. Gray had been standing next to a beautiful ivy-colored goose. And I could have sworn that goose had two legs. But when I got out of the car, the goose only had one leg. And I was like, how did I miss that? And the goose stood there right in front of me, right? You remember how close I got to it? I got maybe 2-3 feet and stood right there. Looked me right in the eye like this, standing on one leg. I felt terrible that I only focused on Mr. Gray and on Mr. White. So I'm sitting there and I'm talking to them, and I said, let me ask you, Mr. Goose, Mr. White Goose, who would you have voted for if, or it could have been Mrs. Goose. I don't know if it was a Mrs. Goose. Probably Mrs. Goose, because I named her Hillary afterwards. But I said, who would you have voted for? In other words, like, who do you think would have really helped you most in your situation? Would you have voted for Hillary or Trump? And when I asked the question, the goose looked away. Almost couldn't look me in the eye. I said, hey, look me back and tell me who you would have voted for. If you would have voted for Trump, turn your head, look back to me. And then, out of nowhere, the second leg revealed itself, and she was playing me. The goose was playing me, trying to get me to feel bad, like I was for Mr. Gray. Yeah. So that whole thing went on for a while, and then when I was sort of giving it to the white goose, it pooped right in front of me. Yep. Anyway, what happened was, because I stayed on with you so long yesterday, you know something? I'm telling you, something's going on with the bells on Sundays. Do you remember the last time I was here? Last time I was here on a Sunday, the bells didn't go off, and I was all panicky about it. And I went inside, I looked in the church, and there was something like going on privately. Now it's Sunday at 12, and they turn the bells off again. Now I know these bells are working because they were working yesterday. Huh. What a Debbie Downer. Alright, I gotta get up. Oh my goodness gracious. Goodness me. No bells. I'll do it. Dong, 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 dong. Dong, 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 dong. Dong. Oh well, sorry. So anyhow, yeah, so my battery ran dead. And I don't know why. Facebook didn't save it. I don't know. And there's no other copy of it. Because I told you yesterday, when I do the cell phone thing, especially on the weekends, we have no other way to transmit it to the app or to the website or YouTube. It only goes to Facebook, and that's that. So anyway, people sending me emails about where was my thing yesterday, and the second one was please explain what President Trump is doing with this Australian refugee thing. So I wanted to explain this to you so you could understand this. Okay. So, back when we had this guy, I don't know if you remember him or not, his name was President Barack Hussein Obama. And he was like big into refugees. And so he created this agreement. This guy makes some agreements. Doozy of agreement. Where we agreed to take 1,250 refugees that were being held off the coast of Australia in these detention camps, which were to have been said to be deplorable. No relation to you guys. But anyway, deplorable conditions. Now, these refugees weren't from, anywhere nice. No, these refugees were from Iran, by and large. So anyway, what wound up happening, how you doing? Remember? Get that? How people look at me because I'm talking into my phone? Somebody beeping. If they're not beeping, they're not trying. So anyway, this president we had, Barack Hussein Obama, he's like, hey, we love Iranian refugees. Send them to us. We'll do an exchange. We'll take 1,250 Iranian refugees, and you take a few people from Guatemala, Honduras, and El Salvador. And Australia's like, let's see. Potential gang members for potential terrorists. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. We'll take the gang members. Potential. Obviously, not every refugee. Most refugees are not. Just me being a little sly. Not Sly Stallone, just a little sly. Anyway, so it turns out to be that Obama's like, yeah, we'll take the people from Iran, you take the people from Latin America, because we've got enough for those people coming in through the border. We need to mix it up. What a horrendous thing. Why cut a deal? Why cut that sort of deal? Well, if you're President Barack Hussein Obama and you want to fundamentally transform the United States of America into something nobody else can recognize, that's the kind of deal you make. If you're Australia, you'd be like, give them to America. They're dumb. And so that's what you do. So now, President Trump, who is also known as Candidate Trump, many a time, said, what a stupid, dumb deal. Who'd do that? Yeah, I was spot on with that. You don't got to be a billionaire to come up with that one. You could be, I don't know, somebody who kills weeds. to realize the fact that isn't a good one. Oh, here comes a lady. She's walking. Fellow walker. Good morning. I think she's Russian. Are you from Russia? Mother Russia? Yeah, spies all around me in this place. Spies everywhere. Spies. Last night I watched a movie called Hidden. What the hell is it called? Pretty good movie. Movies aren't good nowadays, but this one was good. Hidden something. It's about 3 black women who were part of the NASA program back in 1961. Real good. You should check it out. It's called Hidden, I don't know, Hidden something. But it's good. You should watch it. The whole thing is about trying to get up to space before the Russians do. And everything was like, about the Russian spies. So I have Russian spies on the mind. That's why the Russia thing. Not because President Trump or the narrative. Although that's kind of gone away too. Notice that? That's kind of quiet. Well, we've tried everything with Russia and nothing's working, so what should we do? I don't know. Let's go after O'Reilly and Hannity. Yeah, it sounds great. Let's do it. That's where we are. So, President Trump, who was candidate Trump at the time, said it was a really done deal. Would never do that. Who'd do that? Who thinks that? All right. Well, it turns out to be, I guess we do. Yeah. So much for the art of the deal. President Trump said he's going to honor this thing. Why? I find nothing honorable in that. I understand that if you make a deal and you say you're going to do a transaction, you be a man of your word or a woman of your word. But Trump didn't make this deal. And the American people don't want this deal. We had some crazy lunatic president called Barack Hussein Obama made that deal. I'm reneging. I am reneging on the behalf of the American people who don't want another 1,250 Iranians who are coming in as refugees. We think it's dangerous. Now, the president has said, as long as they go through the vetting process. Sorry, but last time I recall, we don't have a very good vetting process. And when we were trying to come up with a better vetting process, the courts kind of kicked us in the private parts. Why do we want this? So VP Pence, who's on his world tour, like a rock band. He's going around, flying all around, making his stops, making his speeches, looking good, looking nice, hair parted to the side, whole thing, looking very presidential, saying, I will be running 2024, And he's like, yeah, listen, we don't like the deal, but we're going to keep to it. We're not going to renege. Oh, gee. Well, if you're in Australia, you're feeling great. You'll put a Pence-Trump thing in your lawn. I don't know. If you're an American and you voted for Trump, you're like, wait a second. He told us he was going to go after Hillary. And we really like that. He ain't going after Hillary. And we all thought that she was going to go away forever. And now she's on the stump again. You said you were going to get rid of DACA. And now you're telling me illegal alien kids, they got nothing to worry about. You said it was a done deal, and now you're going to hold to the deal. I'm feeling confused. Me too. Could be the pollen. Maybe this is all a bad dream. Pollen? Achoo! Nope, it's real. I just sneezed on myself. Yep. So for some reason, we're going to keep to the deal. And we're going to take another 1,250 refugees in. And unless you haven't been watching the truth, this will be new news to you. It's going to cost you, the U.S. taxpayer, roughly about $65,000 per person. So I don't have the math on me, but 65,000 times 1,250 equals a lot of money. Yep. And did I tell you that 90% of these refugees will come over here and be on welfare assistance? Ah, come on, DML. It's Sunday. No, I know. Well, the good news is what's the good news about that 1,250 people coming over? Let me think. We don't have 1,250 people who could potentially be part of MS-13. Don't you feel better? So we could be getting somebody from Hezbollah. Could be getting somebody from Al-Qaeda. Could be getting somebody who was thinking about joining ISIS. Good news is all kangaroos in Australia are a little bit safer today. Yep. There you go. I don't know what to tell you. Come on, DML, you're giving up on our president. I feel it. Don't do this to me. I'm not giving up on anything. I'm just reporting you what's out there. These are not things that I wish I were telling you. I would prefer to be coming on here and being like, "So I got good news for you. It's Walk and Talk Sunday. The bells are going off. And guess what? We're sending back 1,250 Iranian refugees back to Iran in a move that was promised to us. We've got less people coming in here from terrorist nations. But I cannot report that to you. Not today. Not yesterday. And sadly, not tomorrow. Tomorrow. They're coming. Tomorrow. The Iranian refugees are on their way. Sing it again, Diva. Tomorrow. Yep. Yeah. So there you go, folks. Those of you who asked me for explanation, yeah, I got it. And I didn't have to look for the cheat sheet one time. I don't make this stuff up. I just report it. And I am not going to pretend or defend what I don't believe in. Why not renege on a dumb deal that you didn't make? It's like, see this guy over there picking up his sticks? It's like if he made a deal that said, we're not going to pick up sticks anymore. We're going to leave them all over the ground. And then I buy this house and I say, wait a second. I'm not picking up the sticks because he said we weren't going to pick up the sticks. I mean, I know this is a crazy thing. The guy's actually picking up the sticks, so I make no sense. But you get what I'm talking about. Why do I have to keep up? Why do I have to keep the paint on the walls that this guy painted? I don't have to. You know what I mean? This guy's probably looked at me like, somebody call the police. There's a Russian talking on his phone in the neighborhood. Yep. I don't know. It is what it is. Only President Trump knows why. I don't. I just sit here and cry. Because I know these people coming in large numbers is not bueno. Okay. How about we take in like a Christian or two? A refugee, I don't know. Can we take in maybe 1, 2 this month? Anyway, last part of my Sunday rant. Although I am, you might get the extra DML plan for those of you who care to have it, because I'm far away from my car. Yes, DML, you are totally out of sorts with the walk and talk. I know. I'm rusty. I'm more rusty than Rusty Staub. Remember Rusty Staub, those baseball enthusiasts of you guys? New York Mets, lefty batter, choked up big time on the bat. Had a restaurant in New York called Rusty Staub's. Never ate there. Just thought you'd like to know. Okay, so President Trump, actually, I should rewind this a little bit. And for those of you who don't like it when DML says, told you so, you probably want to hang up now. For those of you who say, oh, well, DML, if you're right, you're right. Here you go. My take was, on a very serious note, that the first thing that we should have done as a Trump presidency was give a tax cut. Even if it had to come through an executive order. Tax cut. Now, the reason why I wanted that, and I know this sounds like I'm being a broken drum, but this broken drum works. Hearing something. Something's behind me. It's the man with the sticks. Might be coming after me with the sticks. I don't know. He doesn't walk as fast as I do. I think I'm okay. But anyway, so we go back to the broken drum. I like the idea of a tax break. Why? Well, it's always good when you wind up getting a check in the mail, if you were going to get one of those. But even if you didn't get a check in the mail, if you were just getting a tax break, you know, what a good feeling. The president comes in, first thing he does is gives you back money. Come on. It's like that email that says, we're just informing that you have overpaid your bill. You never get those. You always get the things that say you underpaid, you owe more money. What about when you get the bill thing that says, oh, by the way, you have a refund coming? I mean, come on. It's a beautiful thing. And you got all these liberal crazy nut jobs crying in their coffee. Oh my God, I can't believe he won. It's never going to be the same. Remember those? They've died down a little, but they're still there. If you would have given them some money, they would have treated you much differently. Do that first, and then you create some people like, yeah, you know, maybe this guy ain't so bad after all. Yeah, and then when you try to turn around and change the health care, they say, wait a second. Last time this guy did something, I got more money in my pocket. Maybe he's onto something with this whole health care thing we should change over. I'm behind it. I know I didn't vote for him, but I'm behind it. That's my whole idea. That's how I would have advised the president if I was sitting next there. I'd have been like, Jared, listen, Kushner, what are you doing in here? You're married to Ivanka. Go take her out to dinner. That's what I'd be doing. Go out to dinner, enjoy yourself. Let me sit here and go through the nuances about this stuff. Man, come on. No. Meanwhile, Bannon's in the corner like, oh, are we really taking in more refugees? I didn't sign up for this. I would have been the voice of reason. President Trump, not only are you a handsome man, but you're powerful. All of a sudden you're going, oh, continue, DML. Yeah, not only are you rich, but you're famous. I'm liking this guy, DML. Yeah, listen, while we're at it, let's just give an executive order for a tax break. Small one. Let's just get the ball rolling. Everybody gets money. The liberal media will talk about how the fact that you just gave people money, they can't deny it. And you gave them back money. And then when we come to the Obamacare thing, which is a total disaster, let's let that fall off the cliff, like where it's just like really almost coming off the cliff. And it'd be like, ah! And then you could come in like Superman and be like, I'll save you all. And you grab them off the cliff. And they'd be like, this guy's Ronald Reagan. We didn't do that. No, we didn't listen to DML. We didn't listen to him. Instead, we called up Paul Ryan. Hey, Paul, how's it going in Wisconsin? Pretty good. What do you think about the Green Bay Packers next year? What is it, Mr. Trump? What can I help you for, Mr. President? I'm very busy right now, trying to figure out how it is I'm going to run for president myself one day and smile to you to death until then. What can I do for you? Well, Paul, I was thinking about we should do health care first. Oh, really? I'd love to spearhead that for you, Mr. Trump. I'm sorry, President Trump. I'll spearhead it. Just give it to me. I know this stuff better than anybody. I've been in D.C. my entire adult life. You know, Paul, I want to trust you. Here you go. Take it over. Well, we know how that worked out. Okay, so now here we are. And President Trump is actually back to where DML started. Do we have a pattern here? And so anyway, where is he? He's now saying, next week, tax cut coming. Yeah, yeah, tax cut's coming. Well, shame we had to kick that can down the road to just do what we could have done anyway, but we're still going to do it. That's the good news. Well, what's the bad news, DML? Well, the bad news is that we still don't have health care reform, and we're really just going back and doing DML's plan from the beginning, that we could have done from the beginning. Because here's the tweet that was put out by our lovely president today, who I do love, by the way. No joke. God, it's windy, DML, it's windy. That's why I went with the headphones. Not working, DML, I know. What about if I walk backwards? It's good exercise walking backwards. Change the legs up a little. Trump's tweet said the following. Obamacare, also known as ACA, the Affordable Care Act, which is not affordable at all, unless, of course, you are like super rich and you just don't care. Obamacare is in serious trouble. The Dems, short for Democrats, need big money to keep it going. Otherwise, it dies far sooner than anyone would have thought. That was the tweet. Now, you know yours truly doesn't like Twitter. I don't like any of the social media stuff, to be quite honest with you. Except for, of course, when I go live. Then I love it. But, I never tweet the president. Well, that's not true. I've done it twice. Sometimes I just can't refrain. I can't restrain myself. I had to do it today. I had to. Because it was my little way of saying, I told you so. So I did. This is what I tweeted back to him. At Real Donald Trump. I wrote, good. Now give a tax break. And when ACA goes off the cliff, then go back to healthcare reform. You'll have leverage. P.S. Keep Ryan out. period, and I ended it with art of the deal. Now that's a little snarky on my end. I'm sorry. I should have been more stand-up-ish. I didn't have to put the art of the deal part in there, but I just felt like I had to, you know what I mean? I'm only human. And if you don't believe so, just look at the fact that right now I'm walking around in garbage bags. That tells you I'm human. So, anyhow, I tweeted that to him, and immediately people came in and started responding, "Spot on, sir!" And they liked my tweet, and they did a lot of stuff. I don't know, I'm not big into the whole Twitter thing. I think if you got something to say, you got to say it in characters that make sense. You know? But anyway, I don't know. I guess I'm old school. I don't like this Twitter thing. I don't understand it. Although I kind of understand it. But anyhow, that was my tweet. I'm going to put $1 million on the fact he won't respond. He won't respond. But I know his executive assistant. She's looking at it and she's been like, you know, this Lynch guy, every time he sends something to us, it kind of comes out to be, well, gee. Because when I was born, you know what they did? They took common sense in a bucket and they dounced it over me. Did they dounce it over to you too? Yeah! Yeah, this stuff isn't earth rocket science. This isn't like me trying to figure out, like, why does the world spin in, like, this way? Why doesn't it spin in that way? I can't figure out that stuff. Are you kidding me? I don't know how to work the remote. No joke. Miss Mary says it all the time. What do you want to watch? I said, I don't know. Find something. You find something. I said, Mary, I don't even know what are all these buttons? They're all the color buttons. I don't even know what button to hit. I don't know what button to hit. You know? Everybody looking at me. What are you looking at? Don't look at me. They look at me when they drive by. I don't know. Maybe they're looking at me saying, why isn't he shaving? I'll tell you why. I got this little ingrown hair right here on my neck. Mary woke up this morning. She's like, what's that thing on your neck? I was like, I got an ingrown hair. She goes, it's because you haven't shaven. I said, you told me not to shave. You said you like it when I'm a little rough around the edges. I said, I know, but I don't like those things. Oh, great. Can't win. You ever feel like you can't win? I can't win. I can't win. I can't win. You guys will tell me, get Miss Mary involved more. I said, okay, I'll get Miss Mary involved. And then I say, Miss Mary, why are you giving me Diet Cokes? And you guys will be like, don't bust her chops! Jeez. Can't win. Yeah? That's you. DML, don't tell Scarlett she's beautiful when you see her. And then it's like, oh, it's no big deal that the FedEx guy is flirting with your wife. Wait a second. Are these called double standards? I guess they are. It's not easy. It's not easy. It's not easy being DML. DML, you crybabying? Yeah, I am. Not easy. Why? What's wrong? You know, the whole beautiful weather, not being in shape, it's getting me down. Getting me down. I'd do something about it. This walking thing's just not getting me there fast enough. I don't know if I can run. I could probably run to the corner. Then I'd be out of breath. That would be. It's not good. Not good at all. I find myself lethargic at night. DML, how's that toe going? The toe's bad. A lot of emails coming in, left and right, telling me that if I don't get my toe fixed, that it could possibly be amputated. This is my morning. Yes. Yeah, DML, you're going to have your toe amputated if you don't get it done. So, all right, you scared me a little bit. But I had another woman send me an email this morning. I actually posted this one. She wrote my fake obituary. Oh, yeah, this is my morning. DML died as a result of a toe infection. But the toe is ugly. I took a picture and I put it up. Hannity wouldn't do that, would you, Sean? No, he wouldn't. Instead, I'm taking pictures of my toe. He's fighting with the mainstream media. I don't know. We're all broken. You know what I mean? We're all broken. Let's just admit it. We're all broken. Yeah. This goes out to those of you who be like, oh, I love this one. DML's got such a big ego. Hey, really? Do I? I just showed you my ingrown hair. I told you how many chins I got going. And I took a picture of my ugly, bloated toe. My goodness. I don't think I've combed my hair in weeks. Yeah. Every time you see me look at it, I ain't admiring it. I'm crying about the grays. Yeah. Here's another thing too. There's too much information for you, but I think I'm getting hair in my ears. Yeah. The old thing, man. The old thing. It's banging me down. I can't even sit at a tree the right way. You know? Remember my brother-in-laws. My brother-in-laws are all older than me. Mary's brothers are older. I think they stem... It's weird. Mary has 4 brothers, and then there's 4 girls. And her oldest brother passed away last year, but I think it goes from like 56 down to 50 now. And we were always, we always hung out together. And they were like, man, you never get old. I know. I've hit it. I hit the other side. I'm officially old. I complain about all the things, the aches and pains. I don't know, you guys are probably with me. It sucks. Although, I don't know. Here's a good poll question for tomorrow morning. Although tomorrow morning is Monday, then the world comes back to normal again. We can't have fun anymore. We'll just do the poll now. You ready? You can just press the imaginary button. What would you rather have? Youth or wisdom? There's the poll question for the day. Youth or wisdom? Now, of course, as a side note, and I'm rambling all over the place. This is the way the walk and talks used to be. This is the way they should be. Remember, I'm on my walk, and it's Sunday. I got to have a little bit of time to myself. We already went to the news already. But of course, you'll have the person that comes in here and be like, "You love these comments, don't you? Will you get to the news already? I don't want to hear about your ingrown hair." Yeah, listen, there's so many places that you could go for news if you want. Of course, you can't trust those people, like you can DML, because they'll never show you their ingrown hair. Yeah, I squeezed it this morning. It's still there. Sometimes these things, you squeeze them and they get worse. Oh, DML, I don't need to hear about this. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. You probably had ingrown hair in your life too. And you probably squeezed it. And you experienced the same thing I did. You just didn't tell anybody about it. That's why. I want you to go to the mall today. Oh, don't go to the mall. You could run into somebody who's screaming to somebody who they think they're going to give them all these virgins in heaven and shoot the place up. Isn't that sad? Where were we going? I can't even tell you to go to a mall. Oh, what's going on? Well, the good news is we have 1,250 people from Iran coming in. That will make the mall safer. DML, now you're really starting to turn on. Oh, come on. Come on. When was the last time somebody walked into a mall and said, "Jesus Christ!" I don't know. CNN hasn't covered that story in a while, and you know they would. Oh my goodness. Could you imagine if a guy, let's even just paint it. Let's paint the scenario. White guy, blonde hair, parted, blue eyes, American flag tattoo on an arm, wearing an Eagle t-shirt, walks in and says, "Jesus!" CNN would have it. CNN would cover that story more than they did the missing airplane. Yep, they would be all over that. But this other stuff, it's sort of like... And in other news, somebody went to a mall and said, "Allah Akbar." Yeah. It's the world we live in. The world we live in. You better get used to it. Nobody's going to change that. President Trump ain't going to change it. Nobody's going to change it. It's the world we live in. And at this point, it has gone so far in that direction, it's never coming back. That's why, you talk about, this is a serious note, right? Serious conversation. This is probably more serious. I don't know if I can joke about this. When you look at the state of the world and where it is, you have to ask yourself, even if we had a president who knew how to bring people together, Trump may be able to fix problems, may be able to create jobs. And I'm still out there cheering that he's going to be able to. But I'm going to be the first one to say, he doesn't know how to bring people together. He's not a bring people together person. He's not. He is, and you know what? I'm not throwing stones at him. He's 70 years old, going to be 71 years old. By 71 years old, man, you are who you are. You're not going to change. He has spent the most of his life in combative situations. It's the way he is. It's not a bad thing. It's not a good thing. It's just a thing. He's not a bring a people together kind of deal. He's a, how you doing? He is a fix it sort of deal. See this woman? Yeah. This deal. When she looked over at me, she looked at me like I was a wacko. I am. CNN clip 2024. Yep. God, I'll tell you, these CNN clips, they're either going to really hurt me or they're really going to help me. I don't know. Anyway, what was I saying? Saying something about Trump. Oh, he's not a bring a together person. But let's get past that. If you had a president who could bring people together, and I mean a real bring them together kind of person, I'd like to think it's me. But the woman who called me a racist because I made a fake voice probably doesn't think so. But and the Iranian refugees coming over probably don't think so. But I don't think that somebody at this point can fix the divide the way it needs to be fixed. I know that's sad, and I like to be an optimist on this kind of stuff. But I look at these kids that we have today, and I think about where they're going to be in their head 10 years from now. I don't see how they're going to change. I don't. And I know that you think I hit the immigration drum over and over and over again. And I don't get paid to hit that drum. But when you're taking in hundreds of thousands of foreign students every single year, when you're taking in over 1 million people legally every single year, and probably 1 million people illegally every single year, those people are not coming with the core, the American core. They're just not. Do some of them get it? Do some of them Americanize? Absolutely. Absolutely. And I love immigration when done correctly. I don't think there's anything better than an immigrant story from rags to riches. Janet. Lightbox, Janet. Donor, Janet. She's from Russia. She's from Mother Russia. You know, immigrant story, comes over here with nothing. I'm assuming she's worth millions. You know, I'm assuming she does real well. Or either that, she's just generous and, you know, just getting by. I have no idea, but I'm assuming she's doing well. And that's a great story. A person immigrates over, follows the rules, embraces the country, turns out to be, you know, a tremendous value to society, hires people, gives job opportunities, donates to causes she believes in, champions for her president. That's a great immigrant story. I'll take those all day long. But we're not getting a lot of hers. No. And we're getting these snowflakes, man. They're all meshing together. Even the ones who are here. And you know, liberal ones who are just born here. And you just look at what they're doing to their own college. And you say, what is happening? These people are metastasizing. Oh, goodness me, they are metastasizing. I don't know. I'm just very concerned. I'm very concerned for my children. And I try to think, because I always pride myself on being a smart guy, except for when it comes to ingrown toenails and getting them fixed. I think it's an ingrown toenail. It could be something else. But anyway, you know, a little arrogant there, and I won't go to the doctor. I think I'm going to go, though. Should probably go. It's hurting me walking. I'm just not saying ow. But I want to say ow. I want to go ow. But anyway, I don't know. It hasn't hit me, it hasn't occurred to me how it is that you bring this country together again. It's so divided. And I think social media and cable and the array of 24/7, every second of the minute news, I think it works against us. It doesn't give people time to think and digest. It's just always reactionary. You know, tweet. You know, news. It's sort of like, you know, you hear it once. You don't wait to see what the other side is. You just hear it once, you move to the next thing. Hear it once, you move to the next thing. And that's the way that it moves. Everything's moving so fast. That's the best way. Now I'm starting to figure it out. Everything's moving so fast. Think about those times in your life, right? When you're scattering everything. You're scattering all around. Like, and somebody says to you, Julie, Jimmy, slow down. Slow down. Take a breath. Let's think this one out for a second. America's never stopping to take a breath. Nope. It's just the world is moving at a scatterbrain pace. And it's impossible to slow it down. It's impossible to slow it down and just say, hey, let's take a minute here, man. Let's slow it down, think things out, come around the table, put down your stupid cell phone, turn off the television sets, and let's just sit down here and do it like we did in the old days. I was listening to somebody the other day. I don't know who it was. It was while I was channel surfing on the car radio. And somebody said, back in the old days, Ronald Reagan and Tip O'Neill, they had to work together. Tip O'Neill was the Speaker of the House. Tip O'Neill was an Irish Democrat. Reagan, obviously a conservative. And when they used to have to hash something out, they'd go and have a cocktail together. They'd sit down. They didn't tweet each other. And that's not a slam on Trump. He's just using the tools that are out there. But they didn't tweet each other. They didn't pass the buck from one aide down to another aide. The two guys sat down, poured each other a glass of scotch, maybe, or a glass of wine, or maybe it was 2 beers. And they sat down. He's like, look, let's just slow things down here for a second. Tip would be like, okay, Mr. President, what do you think? What do you think we should do? And Reagan went, well, I think it would be much better, Tip, if we just all got along. And Tip was like, damn, you're smart. Yeah, have another beer? Absolutely. Bring him 5 beers. And oh, by the way, Tip, hold on one second. Hey, lawyers, can you bring in the document that he has to sign after the 5th beer? Kidding. But, they used to sit down and slow down. Slow it down. Smell the roses. You know what I mean? That's the answer. I got the answer. I'm all set for 2024. Yep. I'll pop my hair to the side. Do the whole presidential thing. Put my hair to the side. Right? Yep. Like, my God, look at the metamorphosis it just made. Look at it, just made the metamorphosis. We may want to lick that down a little. Let's see here. Yeah, Mom, if you're watching, thank you for the hair. Well, I think I got to give it to Papa Joe. Anyway, turn around and say, we, as a country, can come together. Oh, I love my stump speech already. I love it. I'm going to start practicing. I've already done this once before, If you haven't found it, just go search for DML 2016 speech. Or you could just go to the Facebook page. Oh, I hate advertising for Facebook, but you're probably there already. Go to the Facebook page, go to the videos tab, and at the top, you'll see my speech that I gave to Arizona. Man, I should have ran. Damn, I would have won. I know I would have won. They would have crucified me. Oh, my family. They would have just done everything they could to us. Man, I couldn't have my kids go through that. No way. But by 2024, my kids will be grown. Oh, they'll be grown. Yeah, and they'll be rough and tough. And like, go get them, Daddy. They'll be, go get them, Daddy. I say, yeah, I'm going to go. You guys ready for this? You ready for this? That's a song. You ready for this? Done. I think it's a Marky Mark song. Miss Mary. I'd be like, Miss Mary, you ready for this? And she'd be like, no. I'm like, well, what are you going to do if somebody gives your husband a hard time? Drop kick them? We're all set. You're more ready than you know, hon. Maybe I'll get the FedEx guy. Maybe the FedEx guy could be on my team. Yeah, I bet you the FedEx guy's probably a Democrat. Guaranteed he's a Democrat. Yep, Democrat. All FedEx guys are Democrats. Go UPS. Yep, that's my new thing. I got this new thing now against FedEx guy hitting on my wife. Yeah, I might take more days off. I might just got an idea. I might order something from FedEx today for overnight delivery, just so I can answer the door right during a walk and talk. Could you imagine? Could you imagine? He'll come. I'll do another envelope. And he can come to the door and he'll knock. And he's gonna think Miss Mary's gonna come. Hi, hi. Nope. Have me come to the door. I'll open the door. And he'd be like, how you doing, Mr. Lynch? Where's your joke, buddy? Come on. Make me laugh. I'm looking for a good laugh. Make me laugh. Come on. Nice shorts, by the way. Yeah. He's like, Mr. Lynch, can you sign here? How about I sign with my laser look? Yeah. Yeah. That's how it's going to work. Anyway, Mr. FedEx. That's how this stuff starts. Yeah. Nah, not Miss Mary. Never, ever. And for no other reason, she's too damn busy. These kids have her running all over the place. And her husband. All over the place. Miss Mary. Already today. We were at a game. My daughter scored a goal. Thank you very much. We're at a game. Now she's out of the store getting food for dinner tonight. Then we're going to come home. We got to plant some stuff we bought yesterday. Bought a couple of bulbs yesterday. My daughter wants to plant plants. Yep. I got to go back and work the website all day long. It's going to be crazy. Crazy day. Miss Mary's going to be running all over the place. Yep. Me too. It's good to be alive, isn't it? Life is great. Don't waste any time. Don't waste a single moment. You know, take risks. Those of you out there, take risks. You know, you've been thinking about doing something. You're never too old to do something, by the way. Go out there and take a risk. Try it today. You know? I always take risks. Risks are good. It keeps it spicy. You know? Challenge yourself. I love challenging myself. Except for when it comes to losing weight. I'd rather have 4 slices of pizza. Now here's the bad thing. I'm not going to lie to you. You know I can't lie to you. I just walked. Probably burned. I don't know. What do you think we burned in this session here? I probably burned 600 calories from walking and 800 from talking. I don't know, but my arm, let me tell you something, shoulders of steel. You know how? Holding the phone for an hour and a half. Goodness gracious. Although I got to tell you, my arm's killing me. Low battery. You know what happened with that yesterday? Ugh, arm's killing me. No joke, I got tennis elbow, and I know what it's from. It's from holding the phone like this. I got to go lefty. I go lefty. I go southpaw. What do you think? Good idea? Yeah. I don't know. We were talking about something. I can't remember what it was. Oh, 2024. Yeah. So by then, I'll have another business success in my cap. We've created this great network, right, from scratch. I have my friends here help. Got some good team people around. I don't know if I'll be going up against 8 years of Trump. If I do, that'll be a little bit easier. If I'm going up against Warren, that might be a little tougher. But she'll probably blow this place up so badly, you know, Mickey Mouse could win the election. But I'm going to have to be up there on the stage, you know, against Pence. I'm going to have to try to knock him down. I'm not going to like doing that. But I learned that lesson next time. I'm going to mow them all down. Yep. You know how I beat them up? I'm going to beat them with the truth. Truth stick. Yeah. It hurts. Hit it with somebody, it hurts. Oh, what a nice car. Convertible Mercedes. I should go interview her. Want me to do that? Oh, another Mercedes. Coming right behind me. They're all trying to hit me. Nope, she's moving away. She's singing. We all sing. Everybody sings. You gotta sing too. You should sing. Sing is an aphrodisiac. That's why I sing. I don't even know what an aphrodisiac is. Anyway, I could get hit. If I get hit by a car, you folks could take my golf clubs. I haven't used them. I think I'm going to start using my golf clubs. I gotta play golf this year. I haven't played golf in a couple of years. Been too busy. This whole election thing. So it all stems back, all this extra weight. If I really look at it, I was always a skinny, in-shape guy. I don't know. Ever since I thought about running, maybe I don't want to run. I'm thinking about it. Let's see, 2024, that would be when you won. I'd have to start in 2022. And it's 2017. That'd be 3, 4, 5. That'd be 5 years from now. I'd have to start getting the stuff together. 5 years from now, I'll be 53. 53. I don't know. Maybe I should wait till 2030. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't do it at all. Maybe I should just keep to myself. I don't know. Next poll question. What do you think? As I get my keys. All right. Well, our walk and talk is now complete. I thank you for joining me on this Sunday. It's beautiful. I hope you go out and do something. Don't just put on Fox Sunday. Don't do that. Don't do that. Turn it off. Give yourself. Let's all do that. I can't. I got to go back and get stories for the riders. Why'd I have to pick a business that's 24/7? 7 days a week. Even on Christmas. Anyway, glutton for punishment, I guess. All right, let me read a couple of your questions here, or a couple of your things before I go away. Dennis, thank you for the walk and talk today. Glad to see you unwind. Well, thank you, Eileen. Marsha, 53 is a good age. I like 53. Yeah. You would make a great president, but in today's world, it's not worth it, says Sue Watson. Yeah, I don't know, Sue. It's not worth it. Yeah, I don't know. Could be right. Mercedes was the first company to drop Bill O'Reilly's advertising. Was going to buy one, but that stopped me. You know what else should stop you? How much it costs to repair these damn things when they're old. I have a Mercedes. It's an old Mercedes. It has it's probably 120,000 miles on it. I went to go turn this in the other day because I was like, I can't pay for the expenses anymore on this thing. It's so horrible. And I got it from a guy who gave it to me dirt cheap because he used to watch me on TV. And I was like, yeah, you know what? That's good. I travel a lot. It's better than the Jeep. So I got this thing for a steal. I think the guy was very rich. He's like, just take it, you know? I got it for, I don't know what it was. I think it was like 10 grand. The car was like worth 17. I was like, you sure? And he's like, absolutely. I got plenty of these. All right, great. Meanwhile, this thing has probably cost me $25,000 when I turn around and take all the expenses that I've taken out of it. You know, I use it for work all the time. I travel here, I travel there, I go do speeches, whatever I did with this thing. Don't buy a Mercedes used. It's crazy. See this? Yeah, perfect example. Won't go down. It won't go down anymore. So, you know, don't buy a Mercedes. Anyway, what else we have? Don't subject your young daughter to the political BS, says Tina. Yeah. Probably right. What else? I've turned off Fox, says Petty. Good. Carrie says, because you love this country, DML, and you care about the future of our kids. I have 5 of them. My backyard dead. Oh, 5 Mercedes? Yeah. I watched your interview with the soldier at the border last night. Scary. Yes, Linda. Oh, that's something I could tell you. So, you know, I have all of these hours, it's hard drives filled with interviews and stuff over the last couple of years that I've never done anything with because, you know, you shoot, or at least I do. The way I shoot, I just go out and shoot, and then the movie comes to me as I'm making it. So for every hour-and-a-half movie I have, I probably have 30 hours. So stuff goes to the cutting floor, and I've always said, I'll put it in my next movie. Well, you know, I'm doing news now. I'm not doing movies as I was. Although we're going to start doing that again. That's what we're making They Come to America for right now. But anyway, so I'm starting to release things that I've never released before. There's some really good stuff, and that's one of them. She's referring to, you should check it out if you haven't seen it. You'll find it. Just look at the last couple of days on Dennis Michael Lynch, a former U.S. Marine sergeant who worked in the bomb division and who now works along the border, said that it's a matter of time before the U.S. loses a city because the only thing that they haven't figured out yet is how to get in a nuclear device through the border, and he believes that they will. Yeah. Thank you, DML, for the update walk and talk today, says Tessie. Well, you're welcome, Tessie. Thank you for joining me. Natalie Cunningham says, DML 2020. Natalie is egging me on. Susan says, you're amazing. So enjoyed. Keep up the good work and advice. Thank you. Annie says, One American News Network, 347 on DirecTV. Let's see. Deb says, I can't wait for the next movie. Me too. Can make a couple of bucks. It's not an easy business, man. This business sucks. Google keeps on taking away everything. I can't make money on that. I can't make money on that. I'm like, Google, I got people to pay for. They don't care. What do we got? Natalie Cunningham, DML 2020. Wait, are these things rotating? I thought I read that already. Interview Tim Pool. Never heard of him. What do you know about Reynosa, Mexico? Lots of people getting hurt. Yeah, Reynosa is I think it's a pretty dangerous place. They're all dangerous places. It's along the border. Donate a tree to the church with a plaque in honor of Gloria, says Dawn. Maybe I will. Did you get a hold of Harlan? Is he going to be able to do a walk and talk in Italy? You know what? I was going to do it. I don't like doing that. Because you know what? As I was telling you before, the kid ordered the same thing I ordered for dinner. He dipped his stuff the same way I dipped it. If I ask him to do a walk and talk, he's going to do it. And I don't want to ask him to do it. I want him to enjoy himself. When he comes back, I'm going to work him to the bone. So let him enjoy. Let him enjoy what he's doing. Carol says, thanks. Enjoyed watching you. What say is true? It goes by so fast. I'm sorry. Marlena says she missed these walk and talks. Yeah, me too. But DML, you're definitely amazing, and please keep your positive thoughts. Like my toe? My toe is not a positive thing. It's hurting me. But thank you. We need a Go Dennis fund so Dennis can get a brand new Mercedes. I don't want a brand new Mercedes. I used to have a Mercedes. Here's a good story before I go. I used to have, this is way back, this is in my 20s, back when I had my big business with all those employees. Used to make good money. I had a convertible Mercedes 500 SL. $120,000 car. It cost me $1,200 a month. Why did I spend that money? Remember my mother saying, please don't do it, Denny? I said, no, Mom, I'm going to buy it. And then we had to pay the bills every month. My mother used to do the ARAP at that point. She'd be like, gotta make the Mercedes payment again. I'm like, can't wait to get rid of this car. You gotta listen to your mom. Always listen to your mom. And so, I had one of those. And on the back, my license plate read no college, spelt incorrectly. NOCOLEGE. And I remember I was driving through my neighborhood, and some guy stopped at my house. Literally stopped at my house. Older guy, probably about my age at the time. At the time, I was only in my 20s, but he was in his 50s or 40s, and stopped and said, I want to let you know how much I do not appreciate your car. I was like, I'm always thinking somebody's trying to start a fight with me. Back in those days anyway. I was like, really? He's like, yeah, because my daughter doesn't want to go to college, and we're trying to send her to college, and she always refers to your car and your license plate as a reason why we shouldn't tell her to go to college. And I'm like, hey, man, sorry, I don't know what to tell you. And then he was like, so what do you do? Yep. Let me see. Craig says, I lost Mom 30 years ago. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Craig. Patty says, go to a podiatrist. It should never bother you again from experience. I don't want to go to the doctor, man. It's just drag. It's a drag. Always listen to Mom. Your feeds keep starting and stopping. Yeah, you know what you should try? I've been reading up on this a little bit. It's not me, because I'm standing here in a good range area. If you go to your computer and you clear your cache, now the way you do that, you could look it up because each browser is different, but if you use Chrome, it's different than Firefox, whatever it may be, different than Safari. You should just do a search on how to clear your cache. Now keep in mind that your passwords, if you have your passwords on auto remember, whatever the hell it is, you gotta remember what they are because you'll lose your passwords. Unless in some cases you could actually click don't delete my passwords. And I shouldn't say don't delete. Your passwords won't be deleted, they'll just be deleted from memory. But if you clear your cache, a lot of times people who say it spins on their desktop or their laptop or or their tablets, that will go away. As far as the cell phone thing goes, if you know you're going to watch the walk and talk at 11:30, or in this case 11:40 today, turn off your phone a couple of minutes prior, and then turn it back on. See if that works. These are little hints that people tell me. And then supposedly the spinning stops. All right, bring Miss Mary some flowers just because. Now, what about Miss Mary brings me some flowers? When do I get the flowers? When do I get the flowers? Kidding. She gives me flowers every morning. This morning, she said, what do you want for breakfast? I said, I don't know, English muffin or eggs. And she's like, which one? I said, I don't know, I can't decide. So you know what she did? She made me egg whites and gave it to me on an English muffin. That's a great wife, isn't it? I got both the best worlds. Yeah. Oh! Dropped the phone, sorry. Yeah, no, there's no florists around here. There's no florists around here. If there's a florist around here, the florist near your house, you could probably pick up something nice for $25. For me, I'm going to blow 90. And you know what my wife's going to say to me when we come back? I love the flowers, but you bust my chops about the fact that I just bought this t-shirt. That's it. I'm going to hold off on the flowers. What about I just go home and I give her a big, huge smooch on the neck? I'll give her a raspberry, and my little girl will start laughing, and then ask me if I could give her a raspberry, and then it will just wind up becoming a raspberry fest, because that's what we do at home. And then my oldest son will come home from baseball practice and be like, Dad, can we do driving? Because I'm going to have my driver's test in 2 months, and, I need to pass it, and, Dad, I need a car. That's what will happen. So the raspberries will stop, and then we'll start talking about a car. And then I'll tell him about how when I was a kid I paid for my own car, and that he has to pay for his own car. And then he'll say to me, but Dad, you said you were going to match it. I said, all right, fine, I'll match it. I'll say, how much money do you have? And then he'll say, I got $5,000. Mommy takes care of my money. I've been working for 3 summers. And then my wife will say, you don't have $5,000. And he just, and he goes back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And my daughter and I, the little one, we just kind of sneak out of the room and we go do something else. And then, of course, I had to bring my laptop with me because I got to do a website. Yeah, it's always something, you know what I mean? It's always something. What else we have here? 1,400 people still on. You people should be dropping me and go do something with your Sunday like I am going to do. I'm waiting here. I'm waiting here for my foot to feel a little better. Anyway, DML, I'll be traveling to Virginia soon and going to meet with Chris Curtis with Blue Ridge Coffee Crafters. Oh, message went away. Sorry. They have beautiful flowers at Costco. Costco? You know how far Costco is? You want me to drive to Costco? It's an hour and a half. We tried to go to Costco yesterday, by the way. Yeah, I'll tell you, yesterday was my day off. So we tried to go to Costco yesterday. We got there at 10 after 6. They closed at 6. Yeah. So we went to Home Depot. Why did we go to Costco? For flowers. Yep. Got little bulbs. My daughter wanted little bulbs. So we went and bought little bulbs so this way she could plant flowers in the back. What a cutie. All right, been married for 40 years, and my husband still brings me flowers, just because. What's that song? You don't bring me flowers anymore. All right, watch something funny and just laugh, says Tina Scott. Watch that. That would be me going home right now and trying to get out of the sauna suit. That's something funny. Yeah, the aches and pains, can't get it off, it gets stuck. When Dennis, you will do an awesome job with us. Thanks for all your time. I don't leave until you do, says Suzanne. Okay, that sounds fair. I'm cleaning while I listen to you. Karen, stop cleaning. Go out, enjoy. Do something. Sit on the deck. Have a cup of coffee. Have a beer. Is it 12 o'clock? It is somewhere. Do something. DML, why is Harlan a Democrat? He doesn't seem like he is one. Wendy. Ha. Okay. Harlan voted for Obama twice. Believe it or not, at 26 years old, this kid started like when he was in diapers. He has been a consultant on, I think he says, over 100 Democrat campaigns and you name it. And he actually was a Bernie Sanders fan. And it was because he despised Hillary so much that he started to look at saying, all right, well, wait a second. Bernie wants to give everything away for free, and I don't agree with that. I agree with some things, but not with that. And then he started listening to Trump. He's like, wait a second, I like some of these things. And then he came onto my show, and I used to pull him all the time towards Trump. And he was. But he always says, I didn't leave the Democrats left me. So I said to him, if you believe that you are a Democrat and you're a registered Democrat, you don't have to switch. Stay as a Democrat. Don't be ashamed of what you are. It's not about whether you're a Democrat or Republican. It's what you believe in. So he's a little blue when it comes to some of the social issues and stuff like that. You'll see periodically he and I will have a conversation. You could see the Democrat creeps in, and I think he's 26 years old. He'll figure it out for himself at some point. Till then, he's a great guy, one of the best, loyal, trustworthy, a hard worker. Well, there's your answer. Let me see. He seems so normal. Never would have guessed. Yes, Sandra, they are normal Democrats. Yeah. Jennifer Garcia Patton says, I can hear the birdies. Yes. I cannot see them, though. It's a good story. Remember the next time I'm out, I have to tell you a story about my buddy Claude. When we went to the beach together, we were laying down at this packed beach. I'll just tell you now. We're at this packed beach. By the way, my battery's running dead, so if I just drop off, you know why. So we're at the beach, a place called Jones Beach. Some of you from Long Island will know it. We're at the beach, it's packed. Claude and I are laying on the towel. And this is going back way, way, way long ago. And Claude was trying to talk to these girls. And girls were trying to talk to Claude. Handsome guy. And we were laying next to each other. And, he was like sitting up on his elbows. I'm out. I'm like laying out, listening to this BS going back and forth. And so he's giving some BS story. And he's laying on his elbows, he's got his shirt off, the whole thing. The girls are there talking to him, whatever. And they're like standing, they now stand up and they're standing over him as he's sitting there, being a, Mr. Hollywood. And seagulls came by and pooped on his chest, right where the girls were there. And they were all laughing at him, and they walked away, and he was devastated. Yeah. Not that you care. Let me see. Beautiful day. Worship God. No apologies. Well, take the poll. 97% of people believe in God. I love Jones Beach during a charity 5K there on Saturday. One of my best friends. I have two best friends in this whole world. One's a cop. You heard him the other day on the Walk and Talk. Well, he's a retired cop. He just retired a couple months ago. And the other one is my buddy Jim. He's a school teacher. And he is also a lifeguard in the summer. Jones Beach. Handsome guy. In fact, there's a picture of him. My daughter has that Instagram page. If you never went there, you may want to check it out. It's Instagram.com/DML is my dad. Instagram.com/DML is my dad. She puts up all these pictures. I don't know where she gets half of them. But there's a picture of my buddy Jimmy. Me, Mary. I'm in a tuxedo. Jimmy's in a tuxedo, and his wife. Handsome guy. Jones Beach lifeguard. In case any of you ladies there want to pretend like you're drowning. He's a good guy to save you. Although he's married, like me, forever. So forget it. Oh, my goodness. All right, two more, and then I'm going home. You are on a roll today, says Denise. Denise, I like your name. Be really cool if you had a second N and just got rid of the E. And then you'd be Dennis. Let me see. Stay being you. Your team is great. Thank you, Suzette. Patricia says, can't hear anymore. Those words coming out of your mouth. Sorry. Go home to Miss Mary. Shannon, Miss Mary's not home. She's out food shopping on a Sunday. I told her, why are you doing that for? She's like, I got nothing for dinner. So I'm going to go home, and I'm going to rip out, if I had more battery, I'd show you. I'm going to rip out that pizza. There's no way I'm getting around that pizza. I got to have it. There's 4 slices left. They're small slices, so it's really like 3.5 slices. I figure if each one of them is 450 calories, that's 450. 450 is 900. 1,350 calories. 1,350 calories. If I put that into my body, I probably burned off 600 already. That's down now to 750. But then I had the English muffin and the eggs this morning. The English muffin is probably another 100 eggs. Let's just say 50, 150. Now I'm back up to 900. I've had already like 8 cups of coffee this morning with the creamer. Oh, God, that's probably another 400 or 500. I'm at like 1,500 calories, and it's only 1 o'clock. I'm screwed. I'm going to do some more exercise. I can't do any more exercise. My toe's killing me. See how it works? Rational mind says, don't have the pizza. But it's so good. Yeah. You know what we missed yesterday? A little side note conversation here. So after I left you guys yesterday, I went home, tried to find the walk and talk thing so I could post it up for you. Couldn't find it. And I was like, what happened? So anyway, I was telling Mary and my little one about the duck with only one leg. You know, the goose, Mr. Gray. So, of course, my little one says, Daddy, on the way to Costco, can we go by there and feed the duck? And I said, yeah, sure, we'll go. So we went. And as we're feeding the duck, there are these two kids that are coming through, little kids. One with blonde hair, one with brown hair, and they got two women with them, both speaking with accents. And the kids aren't speaking with accents. And I'm like, oh, these must be the nannies. Remember where I live, right? I said, this must be the nannies for somebody. So I walk back, and next to our car is this pimped out Escalade. It's got to be $150, 150,000. I mean, pimped out. Now, how do I know this? Because when I went to go trade this thing in the other day, I was thinking about maybe getting like a Chevy, you know, $400 a month, $350 a month. So I go in just for kicks. I go over, I take a look at the Cadillac Escalade. This thing's pimped out. I said to the guy, how much is this thing? He's like, all in, this is about $125. But if we put in this, this, and this, and this, and this, it'll go up to, you know, pretty close to $150. I'm like, $150,000 for an SUV? Who does that? I can tell you who does that. Alec Baldwin. So parked next to our car is this Escalade, and there's another woman, and she's sitting there on the phone. So we get in the car because Mary didn't get out with my daughter and I, and she stayed in the car. And we got in the car, and she says, "You know who's next to us right now, right?" I said, "No, who?" She goes, "That's Baldwin." I said, "That's not Alec Baldwin." So she says, "No, it's his nannies." And what? And she says, "Yeah." She says, there was a whole thing, people criticizing his wife because she's got 3 nannies for their kids. And she says, and I know the daughter's name, and when they got out of the car, they were calling the daughter's name, and you could tell they look like Baldwin's. I said, yeah, you know what, they do. So yeah, this guy's got a pimped out Escalade with 3 nannies. That's why these kids will grow up, and they won't know how to identify with themselves. They'd be like, Mommy, you didn't take me to the ducks. Instead, you had the nanny take me to the ducks. And I've had 90 nannies by now. Yeah, but you know what? She's probably sitting at home, getting her nails done. Alex probably hanging out at Seinfeld's house, which is right down the block from here. I'll show you that one day. Well, probably not, because it's like deep. You know what we'll do in the summer? We'll have some fun in the summer, you know. Periodically on Saturday and Sundays, if I ever go to the beach. I don't know if the reception's good, but if it's good, I'll take you into the dunes. I'll show you some of the mega mansions that are around here. It's insane how much money there is. Yeah, you know what? At the end of the day, they order the same steak I do. Costs them the same money. I can pay for the same steak they can. Difference being is they don't know how to eat theirs with cocktail sauce, but I do. All right, I'm going to end on that one. So, until tomorrow, which we will be doing another walk and talk like this tomorrow. Although it will not be 2 hours long. It will be probably shorter because it's Monday and I got to like rock and roll. Yeah, until tomorrow. Probably about 11:30, 11:40. Be back again with the walk and talk. More news. I want to thank all of you who have been going to the donate page. We've got some pretty good donations over the last couple of days. Thank you very much. Could use it. And I'm assuming everybody that's still here has the app. If there's one person of the 1,200 people that are here right now that don't have the app, I don't know what I could tell you. Other than please get it. Till tomorrow. God bless you. God bless our troops, the President, these United States, and any podiatrist who's going to be able to fix Righto. All right. Till tomorrow. A, B, C, you later. Bye. Fellow Long Island boy. Excuse me. He went on periodically Sean goes on Twitter rampages. I'm not a big Twitter guy. Just never been into it, but we'll get to that. But anyway, so Sean Hannity, there's an article in the New York Times about who advises President Trump. And they listed Hannity as one of the people who advised President Trump. Sean didn't like this much. I can understand why. He's supposed to be a television guy, not somebody working in the White House. But anyway, so Sean took to Twitter. He wasn't happy about this whole thing. And yet, the woman at the time said, wait a second. We have sources from the White House citing you as one of the advisors to the president. And we asked Fox News if they were cool with us putting it in there. And they were cool with us putting it in there. Why are you freaking out? Sean was not happy at all. Nope. So what they said is that Sean, sort of like yours truly, often tells the president, only thing is he tells him directly, dude, you got to simmer it down a little, you know. But then when he goes on TV, he defends everything Trump, up and down, left to right. Mostly, once in a while he'll come out and he'll say something that he disagrees with, but it's usually light and airy. So what they were saying is, despite the fact that Sean tells the president, hey, maybe you want to tone it down with the tweets, hey, maybe you don't want to do this, hey, maybe you don't want to do that, then when he goes on TV, he sort of tells a different story, doesn't criticize the president. Well, some people call that loyalty. Some people call that bias. Some people call it whatever they want to call it. Sean doesn't like it. So Sean went to Twitter and just started kicking people. Bang the bed. Bang the bed. Gotta like Hannity. I like Hannity a lot. I've dealt with all these Fox guys. All of them. All of them. And I've held back a lot of my stories. I don't tell the ones that are really deep. I'm not a kiss and tell. But I tell you some stuff, you'd be so disappointed. But anyway, Hannity, one of the good guys. Hannity and Kilmeade, they're two of the good guys. Kilmeade's the best out of all of them. Down-to-earth guy, would do anything for you. Real humble. Give you a little Kilmeade, something about Kilmeade. You know, Fox News pays a lot of money, and I mean lots of money, in getting car services for everybody. So let's say, for instance, I got a phone call today that said, DML, we want you to be on Fox and Friends tomorrow. Aside from rejecting the offer, but if I were to accept it, they'd say, okay, you want the car to pick you up at your house. And so if they pick me up, the car at my house, and they would drive me in, and then after my hit, they would drive me back. They do this for everybody. So in my case, it would be very expensive. And I used to always turn it down for two reasons. Number one is, my theory was always, don't be a cost center, be a profit center. So this way, if they had a decision, this is back in the early days when I used to care about this stuff. So if they were deciding between me and somebody else to go on to, let's say, talk about immigration, they would pick me. So you would think they'd pick me because I was better. But let's say, for instance, it was on even keel, you know, two equal people given, you know, strong on camera. I would hope they'd pick me because I was zero cost to them. So anyway, bottom line is, each one of these guys and gals who appear on Fox get cars. Well, you know that each one of these people so that's Le Pen. That's happening today, 2 p.m. Check into DML website as we give you the lowdown on what's happening. All right. Now, another thing, seeing the fact that we're over in Europe, let's get this European stuff out of the way. European in your pants. No, I'm not. Joke. Yeah, did you ever put creamy Scotland on your salad? Damn it, where are you coming up with this stuff today? I don't know, it's just flowing in. Flowing in. It's Sunday. Oh, cop looking at me. How you doing? Look, he thinks I'm a nut. Sort of, kind of. Yeah, that'll be on CNN 2024. All right, so anyway, the UK. Over in the UK. I don't know what's going on with these Europeans. But anyway, in the UK, this young boy trying to raise some money for cancer, right? Comes up with an idea. Not an original idea, but an idea. Says, let me shave my head for cancer. Great idea. Not to mention the fact the kid had a wacko hairdo to begin with. I mean, it was all over the place, man. It was like... So he shaves his head. Raises $1,100 for cancer. What a good thing, you know? School reprimands him. Now he's in timeout. Yeah, he's in timeout. I just use that because that's what Mary calls it when my little one's in trouble. Although she's never in trouble. So it really was for my older ones. They're in timeout. The kid's in timeout. Timeout because he shaved his head. School says, I think he's in a private school, you're not allowed to shave your head. But wait a second, I raised money for cancer. Doesn't matter, you can't shave your head. So now the kid's in trouble for raising. I mean, and honestly, the kid looks better with his head shaven than he did with the thing he had going on before that. But the father says, and I like this point, he says, so in other words, what you're doing, school, is you're saying that bald is not a good thing. You know, good point. You know, that's what's going on in Europe. So Europe can't find its buttocks with both hands, which, by the way, buttocks is the Irish. I think it's Irish for ASS. Anyway, so we're really into Europe today. But we're going to skip out of that. Whoa, that car came behind me on that side. You see that? Yeah, they're trying to get me. I'm in liberal central. I got a target on my back. That's all right. Half these people probably think I'm Russian anyway. What are you talking about? You're not Russian at all. Yeah, they think I'm Russian. Walk around here sometimes with my Trump hat. It's like... snowflakes. Speaking of snowflakes, did you see Judge Janine's opening statement last night? Well, I think she may have copied a little bit from yours truly the other day on The Truth. But anyway, that's okay. She had an opening statement about right of, being able to speak your mind, free speech. It blew the doors off, man. It was great. Her last 30 seconds, literally, and it's hard to make me do this, made me laugh at the kitchen table. I was watching it. Mary's like, what's so funny? I said, it's great. You got to watch it yourself. I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to ruin it for you. The last 30 seconds. Where can I find that, DML? Of course, I'm going to tell you to go to my website. It's there. We have everything. Everything that matters. DennisMichaelLynch.com. Do it. Be there or be square. And you'll see on the homepage, might be towards the bottom at this point in the day, you'll go there and it'll be Judge Janine. Best ever. Got to watch it. Give yourself the 5 minutes. You owe it to yourself. Next on the cheat sheet. Okay. What should we go over next? You know what we do? We're going to go over Hannity. So, anyhow, Hannity, I like Shawnee boy, good old Irishman. You only say good things about Irish people. No, it's not true. But in this case, he is Irish, and I'm going to admit it. So, Sean Hannity, who grew up here on Long Island. All right. Oh. All right, got our first 4 people. Hey, do me a favor. I'm using the headphones today, trying to cut down maybe on some of the wind. Let me know if you can hear me. So I'm going to ask this 50 times until somebody say, yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me? Because I'm using headphones. Can you hear me? Say, yes, we can hear you, Dennis. Can you see that for me? Somebody said, yes, we can hear you, Dennis. It's a windy day here, so I'm trying to cut down on the wind. So just tell me you could hear me. Hello, I hear you. Thank you, Sandra Hughes. All right, so then it's working. The headphones are working. Makes it a little bit easier. All right, so today we're going to, I'm doing the same route as yesterday. Hopefully we get to the bells at 12. No, I used to have this thing timed. I used to know it exactly where I had to be in order to make sure that we were around that time at the right time. A little bit rusty. So the rustiness sort of throws me off my game a little. But anyway, it's a beautiful day. Finally got rid of the rain here in Long Island. Is it in Long Island or on Long Island? Look that up. Note to self. So anyway, we got a bunch of different things to talk about today from the world of politics. Yeah, a bunch of different stuff. A little bit of Trump, a little bit of Hannity, a little bit of DML, and a Twitter. A couple of things. I don't have a story yet, but I think by the time I come around, I'll probably have a story. Come up with something. That's it. Tell you, the old walk and talk feels good, you know? Feels good. Get out here. Got my Got my fat man jacket on. I'm trying to build up a sweat. Got my fat man waistband, if you didn't see this. Fat man waistband. That's on. Yeah, trying to shed some LBs. Remembered something my buddy Jeff said to me once. He said, just remember, every time you go to eat the pizza, which I had last night, 4 slices of buffalo style chicken pizza. Not good for the diet, but I just couldn't hold back. Smelled so good. So good. Yeah, I'm a sucker for that. If I were on death row, God forbid, and they said, all right, you have one last dinner, DML, what's it going to be? I think I'd have to go for the spicy buffalo chicken pizza. Not the steak, nothing else. I think I'd have to do it. I could eat a whole pie. But anyway, it wasn't good for me. I got to do that. So I'm letting the crowd build a little here because I actually tweeted out I was going to start at 11:40, and I think I started early. So in fairness to those folks, I want to wait a little bit on the politics, so we'll let it build up for another minute. I'll just tell you meaningless things about my life, and then we'll get into it. But yeah, so anyway, I had the pizza. But my friend Jeff said to me one time, he's a bodybuilder, all fit, but a bodybuilder, not like a gargantuan guy, just a thin guy, no fat nowhere. And he said to me, remember this, nothing tastes as good as skinny feels. I was like, oh, what a great saying. I'll use that one day, and I just did. So anyway, that's that. But all right, we'll get into it. And today, I don't know, my brain doesn't work like it did 6 months ago. It might be the Diet Cokes. So I brought the cheat sheet. Remember those? The cheat sheets. Yeah. I need them desperately more now than ever. See if we can't get this one open. This one's big. You can always tell when I'm just not with it sometimes. But the cheat sheets are so filled. All right, so the first thing we're going to talk about. What should we talk about? I'm going to leave the poll thing until we get a little closer to the church. Okay, so we'll talk about something that's happening in France today. I need a French accent. How do you do that? Moi, La Pen. Is that her name? La Pen. La Pen in France. I don't know, probably not a good accent. I had a woman not so long ago send me an email saying I was a racist. A racist. Of all things. I was a racist because of my accents, when I do my little voices. Because I did a Chinese voice. So I was a racist. But she didn't call me a racist when I did a Latino voice, or when I did an Irish voice, or when I did a Russian voice, or when I did I don't know how many voices I've tried to do. None of them really any good. But because she said she's a Chinese American, that I was being disrespectful to all Chinese Americans. But she didn't say it when I did it about the Italians. Remember the one day we did the Italian cab driver voice? Yo, man, where you going? She didn't say anything about that. I wasn't a racist that day. But when I said something about when I did a Chinese voice, I was a racist. Get over it. Come on. You can't watch an HBO special and just laugh sometimes? What's wrong with you people sometimes? Not all of you. Just one of you. Racist because I made a voice. Good Lord. Anyway. Okay, so in France, I don't understand how these things work over in France. I mean, the only thing I understand about France is French fries. Aside from that, then believe me, I understand French fries. If you can't tell, look at all the chins. Yeah. Now, if I were to say the joke, I have more chins than a Chinese phone book, would that be a racist thing? Come on, let's get real. A little bit of comedy mixed in with stuff like that. No big deal. You want to make fun of my Irish heritage? Ask me if I drank this morning. Yeah, I put beer in my Cheerios. Oh, they'll play that clip on CNN. They'll play that clip there on CNN in 2024. Yeah, do we really want to elect a guy who says he puts beer in his Cheerios? Do you really think I put beer in my Cheerios? Come on. But I'm Irish, so maybe I do, right? Yeah, all right. So anyway, this Le Pen lady, she is like the female version of Donald Trump, they say. I don't know what that exactly means. But anyway, she's from the far right. It's amazing when you say, I don't think we should really have any more terror attacks here in our country. And I'm thinking maybe we should just tone things down a bit with taking in all these people who, cover their entire faces in black. Maybe we should calm that down a little bit. All of a sudden, you're far right. Yeah, okay. What about right as in right and wrong? Then I'm far right, yeah. What does that mean, far right? Well, I don't get that. Far right. Yeah, you want to protect lives. You don't want I don't want any more terrorist attacks here in France. Oh, you're far right. Yeah. Okay. You're like far off the farm. Anyway, so there's an election today. It's part one of like a multi-step election. I don't get this stuff. Why can't we just make it easy? Why do we have to make everything hard in this world? Right? So, long story short, they're thinking if this woman comes out on top today, that there's going to be riots in the street. Welcome to America. Yeah, remember those days? Boy, doesn't that feel like another lifetime ago when Donald Trump would go to a rally somewhere, USA, and there'd be people like burning things down? Wait, DML, they still do that. Some things never change. So anyway, yeah, they're afraid that this woman's going to win today, and then all of a sudden, France will be burning. Nothing different. France is burning all the time right now with all these Islamic extremists calling out Allah Akbar before they're killing somebody. But that doesn't matter. Shh. Don't talk about that stuff. Who's that voice? Is that racist? Anyhow, let's get back. So we've got that whole thing. That's taking place today. 2 p.m. Eastern time, I'm told, by the special people I know. 2 p.m. Eastern time, I'm told that the results will be in from that election. So it could be that by 2:10, there will be no more French fries because France will be under siege. Because somebody who wants to just taper things down a little bit on immigration won an election, or at least part one of the election. I think the final election's on May 7th. Don't ask me. I'm not French. I have no idea. All I know is that French fries taste great when you mix them with ketchup. Although my new thing with French fries, and it's crazy because once a month, I try to take Mary out to this high-end restaurant. If you guys were with me on, I think it was Christmas Eve, remember I walked in the dark and we went here for Christmas for dinner. What I do now is I take the cocktail sauce that comes with the shrimp cocktail and they make it really spicy. And what I do is I take the horseradish and I mix it around and I keep it to the, I have a shrimp cocktail and then they go take the shrimp cocktail away. I'm like, don't take away my sauce. And they're like, oh, no, I don't take away my sauce. And you can always see they're like crazy, like, wait, this guy ordered a steak and fries. What does he want this cocktail sauce for? I'll tell you why. Because I take the fries and I dip them in the cocktail sauce. And then I even take the steak, which I get Rare Plus, and I dip that in the cocktail sauce. And I start eating that. Guess who else I got hooked on? It's insanely good. And I mean insanely good. Harlan. I took Harlan, when I was trying to romance him to get him to jump over to Team DML. I was like, hey, I'll take you out to dinner, schmoosh him. So we sat down, and, Harlan trying to be the good guy. He's going to order everything I order. They must have taught him that in business school. I didn't care what he ordered, but I thought it was pretty impressive that he ordered what I ordered. And so in mocking everything I did, when I went like this, he went like that. One of those things. So I ordered my stuff, and when they went to go take away my cocktail sauce, I was like, don't take that away. I go, okay. So Harlan's like, should I keep mine too? I said, yeah, you should keep yours too. I said, you want to dip your steak in that thing? He's like, dip my steak in cocktail sauce? I said, yeah, you do. Now, he can't do it. He can't go to a restaurant without dipping his steak and French fries in cocktail sauce. It's addictive. If I could bottle it, I'd be richer than Trump. Anyway, it's an idea. Note to self. Next business. Cocktail sauce for steak. All right, so anyway,